Okay. Now, let me make some adjustments. Okay, I just had to go live, and just get this out, because what is happening right now in this very moment for everyone who's paying attention to the current state of technology, you're you're literally being given all of the tools. These tools that people have been have used, um, because they have a higher IQ, they have a better social, um, awareness, they have a bunch of different reasons why they are ahead in life in a bunch of different aspects. These have been given to you, right? And now with AI, automations, um, just overall technology, hardware, devices, everything, you have been given the a key to unlock a door that has been blown wide open. Um, Many of you have seen the enlightening moment of um, of what is now OpenClaw, formerly Moltbot, formerly ClaudeBot. This this viral moment that went from a GitHub with a lot of reviews to a crypto scam to a legitimate open source project now with people who are involved from all of those different aspects. And now what it's time for you to do is recognize that that particular project took away the mind share of one of the biggest AI platforms out there, Anthropic, to the point at which there was a cease and desist in utilizing their technology, a cease and desist, that the name had to be changed because they made the mistake, and instead of buying the application, to investing in the individual, they made a terrible PR move, which adjusted the chessboard to where now, when you look at the future of these platforms, whether you look at Lovable, whether you look at Replit, you look at Gemini, you look at Genie, you look at the how far we've come from Google's terrible, you know, display of the way they got into the AI space with Bard to what they are now with Gemini, and dominating in the AI space. They are one of the best models for coding. Claude is great at coding as well, but when you look at the speed and the context windows, Gemini is often a more often more preferred by those individuals who are common developers, people who are out there, have been developers who have been developing for a long time. A lot of people prefer, because it's within the ecosystem of Google, to utilize them. Now, a lot of people will talk about privacy. And the reason why people are talking about privacy is because of this Moltbot phenomenon, OpenClaw phenomenon, and the way that these applications and these providers, platforms, are managing your your digital footprint, your APIs, your CLIs, your MCPs, um, all of these different acronyms, which are basically just a password for access to a room that has your hard-earned money inside of it. Or at least that room has access to your bank or your credit card or your place of business, or some aspect is connected to data that you do not want, leaked out there. I know a lot of us have been getting a lot of messages on our phones from scam likely, from potential job offers that are sign up on WhatsApp and do this over here, do that over there, and they want you to give them your private information. And in exchange for that private information, they suggest that they're going to give you a reward, and that reward then is supposed to offset the risk that you put in to that particular thing. But in reality, often the risk, you may not experience the real risk until the market is shifted, right? The market shifts and you either are on the upside or the downside, right? And so everything that's going on right now is all a byproduct of every input that people are putting into the larger um what's the best way to describe this ecosystem of AI agentic systems. Now, are people saying that we are at the stage of uh artificial generative intelligence? In a lot of ways, with the release of Genie 3 and and many other things that are out there that we've seen little small glimpses of them. Look at Sora and the way that it operates. Look at the way that VO3 operates. Look at the way these things function and how in the interoperability of these things. I wanted to jump on the live to specifically talk about this and get these clips out. We are in a attention economy. This is something that Gary Vee talks about a lot. In this attention economy, the question is, what can you do? Where is your message going to be heard? How can you create signal over the noise? How are you able to broadcast and be heard? I'm currently doing this via live stream because I am just like it's on my chest and I have to get it off of my chest, and I've been in a lot of ways paying attention a lot to live stream. Am I a live streamer? I don't call myself that because I don't put in the work that needs to be done to be that. But anyway, let me get back to the point. There are different layers, dimensions to communication at this stage. If you hearken yourself back to, ancient times, you might think, "Oh, well, there's the newspaper, oh, the radio, oh, the television, oh, I wish it was like that back then." It's not like that anymore. A newspaper today is a blog, a newsletter, or a function of that, right? It's the way you distribute and you get information out there in the written format. Level that up, and we're talking about audio. We're talking about podcasts. We're talking about RSS feeds that are distributed directly to people's brains. Get, like at this point, if you think of the 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 way that the neural link is implanted in people's brains, those RSS feeds are going directly into their cerebral cortex, providing them that information that you don't have, right? And interpreted in a way that your brain signals are able to interpret information as opposed to your 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 ears, and the way that you hear sonics and 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 then that levels up above that into vlog content, video content that is consumed on demand. that you watch with your eyes at your own pace, at your own speed. And that game has been flipped on its head because in live video now, there is real-time playback. And so you can watch in real time people in the world roll that back and watch the feed instantaneously. Now, next level to that are video games, the live services component of people able to multiplayer online, massive online role playing games, in where you have an avatar that you go out there and that thing exists with its own life, which is a refraction of your life in that environment. And so as that levels up, you then see that we're going to go into the virtual reality. The virtual reality where you are imposing yourself into that environment, still refracted, but closer to the closer to um the event horizon than you are if you are playing through a monitor screen or engaging with it through a monitor, right? There's still a monitor, but it's obviously closer, you know? The next level to that is your augmented reality where the world that exists in that world is overlaid into our world, and then people are able to perceive from the other space your space, so they can see virtually what is going on with both you and them in a virtual sense, and skin reality in a different way. Then to the next level to that is mixed reality, where you start to do that component of the neural link, and and in being ingrained or and put into the reality and in and out of the reality of that other space, so as to be able to manipulate it to a degree. Now the question is with the time that you currently have, and everything that is happening in the world now, and the access to the resources that you have now, where should you be spending the most time in order for you to get the most benefit out of your engagement? A lot of us, you know, we made choices, and those choices have left us with questions on what we do next in order uh to make our lives easier as we made those previous choices, whether that be, you know, buying a home early, having a family early, getting married early, doing anything early in our lives that have set us back in a lot of ways personally, relationship wise, intellectually. There are a lot of different things. A lot of people resent having gotten married early, having to go directly to work, having a kid early. A lot of these decisions, and you cannot resent them. You can be happy about them. There are a lot of different things. People's decisions are all determined by their circumstance, and it is whatever your circumstance is. You reflect on that, and your growth is determined by the way that you set them. But the question is always, the the parameters are always the same parameters for everyone who's playing the same game. Now, not everyone's playing the same game. Not everyone's on the same foot, but to a degree, if you shift the paradigm just a little bit, you can see the parallel, or the perpendicular aspects of it, depending if they're the paths cross in these ways, and you can then take action on one of these particular things, whether it be a lot of people who are playing video games and live streaming their video games, being the best at video games. Now, is that going to be disrupted by a Genie 3? Absolutely. Is it time to really think about what's coming next? And in the next 1 to 2 years, I was under the perception, I was saying in January or the end of December that by 6 months, we would see 30-minute long. I said by the end of the year, we would see 30-minute long AI video, contextually aware contextual awareness within a space. That I'm moving my prediction up way higher. If I was on Polymarket right now, link in the description below, polymarket.com/ via Trent Knox or whatever it is. I would put my money on that in the next 3 months we'll see at least 15 minutes of video. Contextual awareness, character continuity, everything, right? And then in the next 30 in the next 2 quarters, we will see 30-minute long videos, full full just full contextual awareness, storytelling, perfect, the way that you exactly the way that you want it, blow your mind away, like, it'll be at that level, and it's not gonna be from the 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 people that you expect. It's not gonna be from the major Google, it's not gonna be from any Chinese AI developer, it's gonna be from a company that you've never heard of before, that's going to come out because what these people have developed is tools to unlock doors that have never been opened before in history, in recorded history. These doors will be open, and you will notice things that will completely change your perception of reality. That's how this will be. This is how this will play out, and you have to be prepared. You have to mentally be prepared. You have to be taking action in a direction, whether that be you're writing a blog, you're you're um you're making a podcast, you're doing a live stream, you're recording a vlog, you're playing video games, and you're building your community. You're doing something in the world from a marketing standpoint that puts you in a position to grow in the next iteration of reality. Realistically speaking, that's what it is. Because you can watch, you know, people who have established themselves in corporate America or corporate globe, whatever you want to call it, globalism or whatever it is, you're starting to see that that's starting to condense more and more and more. And people are saying, I fired my whole team because Moltbot's now doing all this for me. I there are going to be people at the top that just do not see the economic reality of continuing to have people who provide an inferior service to what AI can do, or robotics, or you name it, right? These are the things that you have to be prepared for right now. There's no time to wait. There's no time to be dilly-dallying. It's over. It's done. It's now or never to go out there, build something that's meaningful to you, community, information, distribution, production, something. You have to go out there and build that thing so that you don't get left behind. You can't you this is within the next 5 years, the world is going to be drastically different. The whole game is going to be different. We already see so many things, and I don't want to get into the political component of this. Let's just focus on what you can do. Don't get mad at your neighbor because they're just doing something different. You go out there and you make the world better. That's what you do. You try to figure out what thing, technologically speaking. I know there are going to be people who are just like anti-technology. That's obviously a thing. Anti-human, anti this, you name it, anti or pro. It's going to be there's so much division in terms of people's perception on what they want, like in the thing that they think reality should be. You know, you already see this in virtual reality, in VR chat, and in World of Warcraft, and these different these different virtual worlds. You already see these divisions. You already see them, right? The whole concept of a united community of people. No, 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 no. People are already divided, right? Based on their own perception or their own visibility into what is happening, right? And I'm not saying I have the best visibility into everything that's going on. I'm just saying that I'm laser focused on what I can do for the people that I know, for how I can help, right? What can I do? What am I downloading? What am I uploading? What am I receiving? The information that I'm receiving that I can regurgitate effectively in a productive manner and not be a deficit or a debt or a negative toward the people that I work with, right? Because the system doesn't want that. The system is fundamentally, it is spaghetti code. It is there's not, it can't move fast enough. That's the things that that manage the world are are iterations behind. They are generations behind. You One individual can change the whole dynamic of agentic applications overnight. Of course, they've been a developer, right? They've been doing things, so they have a perception of, oh, I'm a little bit ahead uh, of of my colleagues, slightly ahead. I just had one idea. This is one thing that, I just thought of this one time. That one shift in pressing one button dynamically shifts the whole thing. And people do have a lot of fatigue. Listen to Mr. Beast, right? People have a lot of fatigue in terms of what does it mean to go live? What does it mean to press that publish button? A lot of people have a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, uncertainty, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in themselves. But I'm just here to tell you, just got to get over that. You got to get over it. That you got to put it out there. You got to put what is about you and what your value is in the world out there. And hopefully it's picked up and received by somebody who's looking for that signal, right? And obviously, if you have competitors out there, they're just going to call it noise, right? They're just going to call it noise. They're going to diminish it. They're going to take is they're anybody who's established already is going to make every single effort that they can to to disrupt your character, to come at you um at multiple angles and try to bring you down, because that's exactly what happened with Claude Bot, Moltbot, and now OpenClaw. There was a somebody who was ahead, Anthropic. Let's just pound that guy in the face with this negative publicity, and they wrecked him. He had a lot of publicity. I mean, look at Bad Bunny. Like, this dude might even lose his opportunity for performing at the Super Bowl, because there's 50% of the world is, 50% of the power structure. I shouldn't say the world, because 50% of the world doesn't care, but 50% of the power structure does not want him to perform. There like, people were making unconscious or conscious efforts to try to obstruct him, while at the same time congratulating him. It's like, it's so bizarre. It's the Jesus moment for people. You know what I mean? It's the it's the point at which everybody's clapping, but he's going to be, you know, he's going up there to be just like crucified for all of the things that have ever happened. Like, that are beyond what their perception can possibly be. It's hilarious. You watch it, and it's a tragic moment. You're watching this tragedy as these people are praising, and they don't even realize the consequence of their thoughts and the way that they're being perceived, because they're not thinking about the things that are actually happening in reality. It's baffling that people are not aware of how much reality is shifting dynamically with AI. That people are the utilization of AI is so low, but it is now dynamically changing their lives. It is it they're not using it whilst they're getting pushed out of their homes, pushed out of their countries, pushed out of all sorts of places in which that they feel is the normalization. I don't know what else to say. I've tried to put it all out on the line here, um, to give people perspective, to give people some information that I've been collecting, um, to give them the knowledge, the inspiration, the motivation to start to use these tools, to start to do something, to maybe light a fire up in under somebody, to go out there and start using just basics like a like log into your Google and turn on AI mode. Like just basics like I'm not even saying get a chat GPT account. I'm not even saying learn how to use Lovable. I'm not even saying that in this video, although these are things you should be thinking about. I'm not saying learn how to use GitHub. I'm not saying go and do anti-gravity. I'm saying something very simple. Very simple. Literally just think about AI. For so many people who are not even thinking about that, they're just like so it is wild how many people are shorting AI while it changes their lives. It changes their lives whether they use it or not. The people who are dominating right now are building trillion-dollar companies because of inflation a lot unfortunately. That the that nobody's gonna wanna go backwards. No one is going to there's no way to put the toothpaste back in the tube. The cat's out of the bag. It's cooked, as the kids say. You have to start to think, what can you do to take action? What can you do? Just figure out how to use a small tool. I know I just started using Whisperflow. I hadn't used that, but go ahead and use that. I'm not even sponsored with that. Just go ahead and use it. Try it out. See if it works for you. I know this AI Siri thing sucks, but it's there. ChatGPT, you can connect it. It can't do what the vast majority of voice agents can do, but it's out there to try. You can try to use it, and I recommend that you at least try. Put effort into working on these things. Make something happen for yourself. Don't just get caught up in all of that. People's e people's people's information literally just got, notified that information is out there. I I don't know what else to say. My name is Trent Knox. All of the links in the description below. If you need any help with, creating content, you need any help with making money online, I have a community. It's actually doing well. So I talk about these things. I make updates and announcements about the stuff that I find out as soon as I find it out. I'm honestly not that big of a tutorial guy. I just don't think that that's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. There are plenty of people out there that are tutorial guys. If you need a tutorial, I'll send you a tutorial. I am an idea guy. I want to talk to you. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to talk about what you can do. You know, um, I'll meet with you. We can figure out maybe there's a podcast for you. Maybe there's an application that you need to develop. Maybe there's something that you need to change about your email marketing. Maybe there's something about your business that needs to change. That's what I'm here to help you with. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful experience in life, and I'll talk to you guys soon.